everybody, Spooky Marshmallow here, and today I am going to be reviewing the movie Three Blind Mice. Now, it's out on Prime and Tubi right now. It came out in 2023. Rotten Tomatoes does not have a rating for this film, but if I were to rate it, I would give it probably between a 70 and an 80. Way better than Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. It blows that one out of the water. It's directed by Pierre B. So here's the plot. Abby is going cold turkey, and her family have dropped her off in a cabin in the woods to be alone. However, Abby doesn't know that the Three Blind Mice is more than just a child's fairy tale, and Abby and her family may be next on their menu, along with some other people. So when it says quitting cold turkey, she's a drug addict, and they do an intervention at the start of the film, and they call in a specialist. The specialist recommends this cabin that's out in the woods to get away from everything. And so they all venture out there, but who ventures back? That's the question. Who survives? You'll have to watch and find out. So here's my review. Action from the start. Acting is good by all the actors and actresses in this film. They all did an amazing job. It puts an emphasis on drug abuse and getting clean. Plenty of blood and guts. The mice characters are pretty scary looking, I will say that. Brutal kills. Plenty of action and suspense. Bit of a spoiler here. It turns out that the mice were people that were experimented on. But the question is, why? And I'll get to that more here in just a moment. The movie doesn't explain why people were being turned into mice. But just when you think it's over, it's not. Okay? I will say that. The special effects at the end were horrible. Look like straight from the 80s, not gonna lie. But it still makes for a good scene. The ending is left open for a sequel. Overall, great horror film. Finally. We finally have a current horror film worth watching, you guys. And so back to what I was saying about why were these people being turned to mice? You don't know. So another little bit of spoiler here, but a tape is found, and on this tape it shows a child being experimented on. And there's a lady in the background talking about how the transition is going, and this is subject whatever, and she's changing, and this and that and the other. And her face has already started to become part mouse, part human. So it's left open, why were they doing these experiments? And I have a theory. I have a feeling that in the second film, because they left it wide open for a second film of this, for a sequel, I think that will be explained in the sequel, what's going on here. But awesome movie. I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's on Prime right now and Tubi, T-U-B-I. You can catch it there. Tonight, I am going to be watching Mary Had a Little Lamb. And so stay tuned next week for the review of Mary Had a Little Lamb. That one I cannot wait to see. I am so interested to see what this one is about. And then, of course, there is... I don't want to say rumor, because I think it has been finalized, that Screamboat, which is the take on Steamboat Willie, which is what Mickey Mouse was first called way back in the day, it is going into production, so it will be coming out. I think it's supposed to come out next year, I believe. But if you watched my Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey review, I talked about it in that video about what Screamboat was going to be. So I am excited about that coming out. But I wanted to watch this Mary Had a Little Lamb. And I didn't even know that Three Blind Mice was a thing, or Mary, until I happened to look up when Screamboat was coming out. Because I'm like, wait a minute. It was supposed to have come out like when I made the video review for Blood and Honey. They were supposed to start filming like that after that month. What happened? And when I looked it up, it then suggested Three Blind Mice and Mary Had a Little Lamb. And I'm like, oh my gosh, have I been living under a rock? Like, why do I not know this is a thing? So anyway, here we are. So that is my review on Three Blind Mice. Definitely give it a watch. Will I watch this movie again? Yes. Especially if they announce that there is a sequel, and when that sequel is coming out, like closer to the sequel date, I will go back and watch this one again. Back to the kills being brutal. Holy crap. Like, I have seen all genres of horror film you can think of, but the actual killings in this film, when I say brutal, I mean brutal. They spared no expense on the effects of the killing, the body parts, the actual the murders taking place, and the I want to say some of the mouse characteristics as far as like the costumes. Part of it's good, part of it is straight from the 80s, not gonna lie. A big chunk of this film, the effects, are from the 80s. In the end, definitely. Oh my gosh. But I get it. They probably have a limited budget, but maybe they wanted it that way. Maybe they wanted it to look like an 80s horror film. I don't know. It does have that feel to it, though. It really does have an 80s kind of vibe to it. It's given 80s for sure. Alright, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for Mary Had a Little Lamb. That review will be coming up next week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Spooky Marshmallow saying, remember, stay spooky, my friends.